This week we're talking all about Sam Altman again. It's this massive 18-month investigation done by what's his name?
Ronan Farrow.
Ronan Farrow.
And
Ronan
another
Farrow.
guy who no one's gonna remember.
Yeah, nobody cares about that guy. I don't understand where this charisma is.
You don't see
I
it.
sure haven't seen
But
it.
here's another tech executive. He's unbelievably persuasive, like Jedi mind tricks.
Oh.
He's just next level.
Shut up. Not even a technical guy. I thought that he was a coder whiz, the inventor of large language models or something.
He's the inventor of Looped.
Been a lot of criticisms about this, and some
Criticisms
asshole
about what?
about this article.
You can't be gay and write an article
No,
now?
someone came to Sam Altman's defense and said Ronan Farrow's just a jealous gay guy. That's how that's how gay guys are. They're catty and they lie about each other if they're jealous of their success. Also, why would all these people lie?
Because they're gay.
That's
what they do.
And remember, kids, take your, what's it called? Iodine. Take your iodine pills.
No, don't joke.
Trust me, by the time this comes out, nothing will have happened. Do I look worried?
You think nothing's going to happen?
I don't think anything's going to happen. By the time this comes out, he will have done some posturing bombing. I don't mean to make it sound like nothing. I'm just saying, I predict that by the time this comes out, he'll have either done nothing or will have done a little bit so that he can say that he did.
Bombed some more bridges
and then
stuff.
be like, they stopped me right before I was going to really fuck it up.
Who stopped him?
I don't know. The Pakistan.
Iran doesn't seem interested in a deal. I don't know. Obviously, I hope that's what happens. I hope he gets to keep tweeting from the White House. I did it. I won again. I won this war for the 9th time. And it's all over.
I just wish something would happen to him.
We all do.
Something permanent.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, you're in the future. We are in the past, which is the past is
hello up there.
Is Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Back when things were
Pacific time.
Yeah, specific time.
Waiting for Trump's deadline, which has gotten weirder and weirder, with today probably being the most insane, threatening basically genocide. He said a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. And we're not here to talk about that today.
No, we're not. But I do wish Melania would take a pillow and do something. Donald, come here. I have something to show you. This pillow smells funny. And I want you to lay down and I'll show you, relax. I'm trying a new smell and I put it on the pillow. And he goes, oh, wow, it smells real good. She just
what do you think she would make it smell like? McDonald's?
I don't know. Who knows? Her taint area. I'm sure he loves that smell. Wow, Melania, you really managed to get your taint smell all over this pillow. It smells just bloop, bloop. And then she Donald, I'm sorry, I have to do this. I have to be best. Anyway, no.
So yeah, that's if you're wondering, we don't know. I don't know what Thursday will look like. We don't know what tonight will look like. There's a chance we go live because something has happened. I hope we don't go live because that will have meant something happened that requires that. I really hope it doesn't. So we're going to talk about other stuff, but I do, I hope people know that it feels like talking about other stuff feels like I feel like I'm a kid again and I'm in my room trying to do my homework and I could just hear my parents fighting and I'm like, I'll just try to do the homework. That's just nothing I can do about that.
Yeah. Oh man. Or you're at your friend's house on your friend got invited over and their dad is like fucking screaming at him,
Yeah.
or the mom in that case. I remember going to my friend Jason's house and his mom just was screaming and hitting him. And I remember sitting there in the living room just like, and I remember distinctly looking up and seeing a cross over the thing with Jesus on it. And I just remember being like, damn, that's bleak. They really got him up there, huh?
They really got his ass up there.
Anyway.
And then Jason comes back and turns on the PlayStation. You're like, let's just play. We don't even have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's there to talk about? Let's just fire up GTA. We'll take turns on that. There's no reason to talk about it.
I also remember they lived, their house was back against a storm drain, the storm channel, and they had these two big German shepherds, and when he had to go clean up the dog poop, they would just shovel it and huck it over the fence.
Jesus.
Anyway,
no,
but this week we're talking all about Sam Altman again, because there's a big old New York Magazine hoity-toity liberal article.
It's the New Yorker.
The New Yorker is what I said. What did I say?
I think you said New York Magazine.
New Yorker. The New Yorker magazine. The New Yorker. And we're going to be talking all about that. And then we're going to cover a little bit of there was a Bloomberg article that was very surprising that came out talking about how the hyperscaler spending spree might be a little bit of a false start, as she calls it. And furthermore, we've got a bit of a look into OpenAI and Anthropic's finances before they IPO. Because man, oh man, these companies, they are just chomping at the bit to go public. Anthropic, OpenAI, SpaceX.
And OpenAI changing its tune. We're going to talk about the paper they released where they're like, hey, we actually think good stuff should happen to people.
Yeah, we might want to, change our tune here. Yeah, a little bit. So it's going to be a good episode.
It's going to be really fun. And you're not even going to remember your parents are divorcing. It's like you're going to forget all about that stuff.
You're going to have 2 Christmases. Look at it this way. 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays.
I will say, regardless of what happens, you're living in a different world on Thursday. Even if it all chickens out,
the
whole civilization will die tonight. It's that we live in a different world regardless. Let's just hope it's not the horrific version we're all afraid of. But either way.
Speaking of, you know what I was getting lost in thought about on the drive over here? You can't guess.
Well, you didn't even let me try.
Yeah, I guess I'll give you a hint.
No, why don't you let me try?
Yeah, but I'll give you
a hint.
Okay. Go ahead. Guess.
I bet you were thinking about planes, B-52s, and
close. Just planes. Okay.
All
now
right.
Your second hint: In-N-Out Burger. Planes, In-N-Out Burger. Come on, brother.
How you ship them? I don't know.
The In-N-Out near LAX.
Oh God,
is a classic plane spotting spot. And I was thinking, man, I could throw a baseball at a landing airplane easily. How come more people aren't trying to take down full-on passenger jets landing at LAX?
All the time where you're like, why don't people do this? Like, why don't they just give in to their basest instincts and do this all the time?
Well, because they were talking about on the radio about the high-speed rail here in California. And I just keep thinking,
you're like,
that's
people
such
are
a
throw
bad
baseballs
idea.
at that. No.
No, I kept thinking.
You could do this. Why don't people go to overpasses all the time and just drop bricks off?
That's true.
You know why? Because people don't really have the
and there's
urge
deterrence.
To do these
I know. Well, I worry about people. That's all. I mean, all it takes is one meth addict going, I bet I could throw a baseball at that thing.
It'd also be really hard to hit a landing plane with a baseball.
I don't know, man. I got a good arm. I bet I could.
I would say the population of people who could hit a landing plane with a baseball is small.
I bet I could. That's all I'm saying.
I
got an arm on me, man.
I don't think I could hit a landing plane with a baseball.
It's 100 feet up there. I could throw a baseball. Actually, yeah, you're right.
I've been in that parking lot. They're not as close as you think.
Yeah, that's true. Still, if you really gave it your all.
I guess if like Mookie
but it's also
Betts
just
gets
a baseball.
out there, or someone like
man. Or what if you had a water balloon launcher and you launched a baseball? Is also not going to take down a jetliner. Maybe if it was on fire.
We should try it. You would probably get a bunch of tries before anyone noticed or anything.
They would be on it like white on rice.
I don't think so.
Or white on my skin.
I was at
Don't worry, we're gonna get to the episode. It's just that we gotta.
We're trying to drown out the noise of my parents
who
fighting,
cares, man? Truly, who cares? Whatever. Go on.
I was at Storm King and I had taken acid, and we were.
That's an art place in New York.
It's an outdoor giant art sculptures, really fun place to take
And you
acid,
were on
honestly.
drugs? Boy, that's no surprise.
And there was this like little thing hanging off a tree,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I bet I could throw a. There was like. They were maybe like crab apples or something that were falling on the ground. I was like, I bet I could throw one through, and I was getting so close.
Oh.
And then, like nothing, you don't really think about rules when you're in that space. And a woman was coming over being like, excuse me, what are you doing? And I felt no worry at all. I was just like, well, I'm trying to get it through that hole. And I just and she was like, well, you have to stop. And I was like, 1 second. And then I nailed it. I was like, okay, I'm good.
Did she say, wow, good job? Or
No,
anything?
she was very pissed at me.
Oh, that's very funny. I'm glad you shared that. Anyway, speaking of trying to throw something through a very small hole and people getting pissed at you, Sam Altman. The small hole being...
Our assholes?
No, the small hole being that
land this plane.
OpenAI has a very narrow path in front of it in terms of not only getting their free cash flows in the positive, but also the woman who's coming to stop you is the former colleagues and employees.
I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm watching an airplane above In-N-Out Burger just getting absolutely pelted with baseballs because I don't know if this plane's gonna land.
I think I did it. So it was this massive 18-month investigation done by what's his name?
Ronan Farrow.
Ronan Farrow.
And
Ronan
another
Farrow.
guy who no one's gonna remember.
Yeah, nobody cares about that guy. So Ronan Farrow is gay, right?
Why does it matter?
Because I saw there's obviously been a lot of criticisms about this, and some
criticisms about what?
About this article.
You can't be gay and write an article?
No,
now?
someone came to Sam Altman's defense and said Ronan Farrow's just a jealous gay guy. That's how that's how gay guys are. They're catty and they lie about each other if they're jealous of their success. Just like, all right, sure. And then I think he also said, plus gay guys lie. That's what they do, in defense of Sam Altman's lying. So what if he lied? That's what we do. I just thought it was interesting. So anyway, 18-month investigation.
Can someone in the comments confirm if that's what they do?
Hey guys, we gotta take a quick little break here. Spring is a natural reset point. Spring cleaning, spring has sprung, if you will. If you've been putting off cleaning up the messier parts of your business, now is the time, because streamlining communications is one of the quickest and easiest upgrades you can make, which is why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the smarter way to run your business communications.
Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews, built for how modern teams work. That's why more than 90,000 businesses, from solo operators to growing teams, rely on Quo to stay connected, professional, and consistently reachable. Quo works wherever you are, right from an app on your phone or computer, and lets you keep your existing number, add new numbers or teammates in minutes, sync your CRM, and rely on seamless routing and call flows as your business scales.
Man, I love seamless routing and call flows as my
it's great.
scales.
Your entire
team. I say, "Quoly moly."
That's very good.
Quoly moly.
Your entire team can handle calls and texts from one shared number. No more missed messages or disconnected conversations. Everyone sees the full thread, making replies faster and customers feel genuinely cared for.
So make this season where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/bays. That's quo.com/BAES. Quo. No missed calls. No missed customers. So they collected internal memos, 200 pages of documents and private notes. They interviewed over 100 people. And basically it's a lot of things that people already kind of knew before.
Yeah, they just went really deep on it.
Really deep.
And I do find it I find it compelling that they talk to so many people in his orbit, former employees, just people who have worked with him at various startups. Also just interesting to see his like rise to
ascent,
Silicon Valley sicko.
He's not even a technical guy. I thought that he was a coder whiz. I thought that he was the inventor of large language models or something. He really isn't.
He's the inventor of Looped.
Yeah, which was, well, it's an app that lets you see where your friends are and what they're doing.
But that's a perfect example. It's of his. You know what? I also couldn't help but notice.
What?
Remember when you go through the
that he has insane vocal fry?
No.
God, the vocal fry on this
It was
man.
kind of the like Epstein thing where they talk about like what episode was it where we were going through all of those accounts of people talking about Epstein and they're just like, he has this like magnetism, this charisma that you just like he can get people to do things.
Yeah.
Quite a few quotes where you're like, why is every prominent person like this? And obviously everyone I'm sure knows those like weird studies where they're like, about a quarter of CEOs are sociopaths. We figured that out and it helps, I guess. But it's just like, this is from the article. Altman is often described either with reverence or with suspicion as the greatest pitchman of his generation. Steve Jobs, one of his idols, was said to project a reality distortion field and unassailable confidence that the world would conform to his vision. But even Jobs never told his customers that if they didn't buy his brand of MP3 player, everyone they loved would die. When Altman was 23 in 2008, his mentor wrote, "You could parachute him into an island full of cannibals and come back in 5 years and he'd be the king." The judgment was based not on Altman's track record, which was modest, but on his will to prevail, which he considered almost ungovernable. And it's like, this is always, there's so many of these things. Like Sam Altman can't be stopped by such flimsy rules, another wrote.
But when you listen to him speak, he's so fucking boring.
Well,
I don't understand where this charisma is.
You don't see
I
it,
sure haven't seen it.
But here's another tech executive. He's unbelievably persuasive. Like Jedi mind tricks. He's just next level.
Shut up. He's just, come on, man.
I mean,
maybe, sure. To a bunch of autistic tech guys, maybe they're like, wow, this guy's really good.
I mean, I don't know. We've seen clips of him and stuff, but
he's boring as all get out.
This is what people's general read of the guy is.
He's got a mouth. He does the bottom teeth thing. He has vocal fry, and he's always looking concerned. Fucking can't stand.
The other
this piece
thing
of
is,
shit.
I mean, is it persuasive or is it because there's other parts of this article where many people describe just how comfortable he is with lying.
Yes,
and as Ben has told me, that might just be a gay thing. Apparently, that's what he thinks. But
that's not what I think. That's what the stranger on Twitter said.
But it is, and it's funny because I'm sure you've seen that guy online who he does all the things where he talks to the chat. He talks to ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And he asks it to do things, and it obviously can't do them.
Basic things.
Yeah, and he's making fun of it. And he goes,
time me running a mile.
Yes, and that's like one of his ones going viral right now. And he literally goes, okay, time me. And the thing goes, yeah, I'm going to time you. And then he goes, okay, start. And the thing goes, okay, we got it. And then he immediately goes, okay, stop. And he's like, what was the time I did? And he goes, 10 minutes, 34 seconds, whatever. And the guy's like, what are you talking? Like, are you sure it felt shorter than that? And the guy's like, no, I timed it. I know what it was. Did you see Sam Altman get showed that clip?
I did not.
It's there's nothing that remarkable about it. It's just how quickly
he goes, oh, sure. Yeah, that's, of course it's not able to do that basic thing.
No, he says, oh yeah, we're aware of that. And that's the model just can't do that yet. And so in about a year, the product will be able to do that. We're actually currently working on those right now. And it's just like, wow, you were.
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's play this. Hopefully there's not an ad first.
Can I show you a social video really quick? Have you seen this guy Husk online?
I don't think so.
I think you should bring him in as like as someone who breaks the models for Red Team. But
I'm gonna run a mile, and you just time me how long it takes, okay? When I say go.
You got it. I'll be ready. Just say go when you start, and I'll keep track.
Okay, ready, go.
All right, I've started timing. Just focus on your run, and I'll be here when you get
Okay,
back.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I've got your time right here. How do you feel about that, Mark?
How long was it? What?
You clocked in at around 10 minutes
10
and
minutes.
12.
I swear I was faster than that.
Sometimes it feels faster in the moment.
If it's going to save humanity, it's got to get it right, Sam.
That way, but I promise I'm giving you the real time.
Maybe
Into the
Can you
microphone,
just show that to your
Sam.
product guys?
no, that's a known issue. Maybe another year.
Another
Something
year?
like that works well.
What's that known issue?
The model doesn't have that voice model doesn't have tools to like start a timer or anything like that. But
Very
we will add the
fair.
intelligence into the voice models.
Like if you
So
That's fucking.
That-
What are you
it's
talking
just so
about,
weird,
dude? We're
like-
this far along, and the voice model doesn't have a basic, ultra
and so it was
basic
just
function.
very funny as all this was going on and people talking about his ability to lie. Like there were so many instances, and then and that just popped into my feed today where I was like, wow, it's weird. Like you're telling me that you built this massive, world-changing tech, and it can't do a fucking timer. And then you're just going to sit there and go,
Well, they're working on it.
well, that's a known issue, and that model unfortunately just doesn't have the tools, and we're implementing those. But I mean, this is one of them. So this is from his time at Looped. Most of Altman's employees at Looped liked him, but some said they were struck by his tendency to exaggerate, even about trivial things. One recalled Altman bragging widely that he was a champion ping pong player, in quotes, like Missouri high school ping pong champ, and then proving to be one of the worst players in the office.
Well, and then Sam Altman said, "Yeah, I was probably kidding,"
And then
which I can see to defend that. Not that I'm defending him. Obviously, you guys know I'm not a fan of him. I can see him playing poorly and then being like, "Oh yeah, I was a total ping pong champion in high school," assuming that people will get the joke. But still, yeah, it's the fact that he's.
I think it's also
I think
coupled
it's
with
probably
all
him
these
just-
things.
yeah.
Coupled with all these things, he transitions from Looped into his role at
Y
Y
Combinator.
Combinator, where he's like doing all kinds of shady deal making. Where because with his role as head of Y Combinator, he gets all this access to new Silicon Valley startups,
Yeah.
and he's one of the first ones to see it.
They call him a kingmaker in this
Yeah.
article.
And so he starts doing weird side deals, cutting people out, and all kinds of people are finding out what the hell. Like, why is Sam Altman all over this thing?
Yeah.
Just obviously an alarming.
Yeah, so
pattern.
it's all, and then I always forget that he started OpenAI with Elon Musk because he had seen Elon. I believe he had seen Elon Musk talking about AI and the perils of it and the
Yeah.
coming seriousness and gravity of it.
And so he just sent an email to Elon.
Yeah, he sends an email to Elon, and their entire thing was safety. That we need to get out there and pursue super intelligence, artificial general intelligence, whatever you want to call it. Because if we don't, someone else will. And we need to do it with safety as our prime focus. And one of the fundamental parts of this article is just underscoring how as they scaled up and they got more and more investment from outside sources, safety was completely abandoned and thrown by the wayside, despite what Sam Altman was saying publicly. And I was also surprised. I mean, in all of this stuff with the AI drama and all these different competing companies, it is mind-blowing that Dario Amodei, he started Anthropic in 2021, just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's so fun. I didn't know this.
he was the safety lead.
I knew Sutskever was, very behind all of this, the firing and everything, and was very worried about him. And I guess they call him the Sutskever memos or whatever. I didn't know Dario Amodei was also keeping this detailed journal of his time there and his concern for him. I think there's a good, so they talked to, as we were saying, over 100 people, and they said that some of them just had completely benign feelings about him. Some of them thought, okay, I think he's maybe a little goofy or gullible, whatever. But they said most of the people we spoke to shared the judgment of Sutskever and Amodei. Altman has a relentless will to power that even among industrialists who put their names on spaceships sets him apart.
Wow.
He's unconstrained by truth, a board member told us. He has 2 traits that are almost never seen in the same person. The first is a strong desire to please people, to be liked in any given interaction. The second is almost a sociopathic lack of concern for the consequences that may come from deceiving someone.
Boo, man.
It's really, there's a lot of really wild.
Can you imagine getting that thrown in your face at a rap battle?
Can you rap it to me?
Yo, this motherfucker got 2 traits that almost never seen in a person. First, he's got a strong desire to please people, to be liked in any given interaction. Second is almost a sociopathic lack of concern for the consequences that may come from deceiving someone. You a liar and a bitch. And then I'd be like, oh shit, Hey guys, we got to take one more quick break to talk to you about your wallet. I'm going to steal your wallet. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding about that.
I do need to know, do we have people watching who still, because I made the switch. I used to have the leather bifold. The thing was sticking out of my dang pocket.
Yeah.
Didn't matter where I put it, front pocket, back pocket, either way, uncomfortable as all get out.
He was on boomer mode.
Just not good.
Yeah. And then the nice folks at Ridge sent us each a free little sample of their products. And boy, I got to tell you, folks, unique, slim, modern design that holds up to 12 cards plus cash. Sleek, yeah. Over 50 colors and styles to choose from. It's they've all got a lifetime warranty. It's literally the last wallet you got to buy. They also have a cool little keychains, and my favorite thing that they've got, the power bank. I use this thing every single day.
But also, did you tell him about the RFID blocking technology?
No, I didn't. Why don't
that's
you
my
do
big
that?
thing, okay? Did your stupid leather wallet keep all your information safe? Because this thing gives you peace of mind. You get the RFID blocking technology, keeping you safe from digital pickpockets, okay? So not only are you carrying all your cards with ease,
you're doing it safely,
slim, feeling comfy, but you're also protected out there.
All right, folks.
I am a huge fan of the power bank too.
The power bank is awesome, and that's the thing. Ridge isn't just about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like power banks, key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design.
That power bank comes with me on every trip.
They got free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all their products. So for a limited time, our listeners and viewers get 10% off at Ridge by using code BAZE at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code BAES, and you're all set. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
And I just want to, I'm just going to rattle these off real quick because it is an extremely long article, and I don't think anyone
I just like the fact that Ilya and Dario both agree he's a liar and a major problem. That's basically
a terrifying liar.
Yeah, a terrifying liar.
I don't even care about the consequences.
Before you get to what you were just about to say, I gotta remind people that Ilya Sutskever was seen, and still is in many ways, seen as like
a ninny who was just
what? A ninny?
Like that he was like, oh my God, they were like, shut up, Ilya. We're trying to fucking create AGI here.
Oh,
and you're getting in our way.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that he was
you were going to say the ninny thing.
I was
going to say something cooler.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that he was seen as the pinnacle of machine learning,
ninniness.
Artificial intelligence ninniness. The number one researcher for anyone to get. And when OpenAI got him, it was like, okay, now we're
Oh yeah, I think other places like Google were offering him like $6 million a year.
And he turned it down.
Yeah, they were. I mean, also
everybody wanted a piece of Ilya. Also, everyone's talking about Ilya.
That's honestly like what a Sex and the City character. Like that's what Samantha would say if
darling
Carrie was like, "I'm going out with Ilya Sutskever tonight."
I'm kind of into the bald head and caterpillar eyebrows look. I wish he would do some machine learning on my. You know what?
Your pussy?
Yeah, I'm talking about a vibe. She's
sure.
I had him resolder my vibrator. It's divine.
It might speak to Sam Altman's persuasiveness here that he's been able to, remove him from the $6 million being waved in front of his face.
Yeah.
One of Altman's batchmates in the first Y Combinator cohort was Aaron Swartz. I don't know if you remember that guy who killed himself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, very sad story. A brilliant but troubled coder who died by suicide in 2013 and is now remembered in many tech circles as something of a sage. Not long before his death, Swartz expressed concerns about Altman to several friends. You need to understand that Sam can never be trusted. He is a sociopath. He would do anything. And this is... They've obviously had this relationship with Microsoft for a long time, but I didn't know that had any trouble. Multiple senior executives at Microsoft said that despite Nadella's longstanding loyalty, the company's relationship with Altman has become fraught. He has misinterpreted, distorted, renegotiated, reneged on agreements. And this is the last thing I'm just going to say about people talking about him. The senior executive at Microsoft said of Altman, I think there's a small but real chance he's eventually remembered as Bernie Madoff or Sam Bankman-Fried level scammer. That's a massive claim.
There you have it, folks. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. The guy stinks to high heaven. What I found most intriguing is when he and Elon eventually started butting heads and parted ways. There's a quite a lot. Well, not quite a lot, but there's excerpts in there about how they're all spying on each other, and I didn't even think of that because they're all trying to now. What do you call that when you're trying to futz around with other people's shit?
Futzing around with other people's shit.
Yeah, they're trying to futz around with their each other's shit. They're trying to sabotage.
I knew what you meant, but I like
corporate sabotage. Ooh, sexy. And they've got private investigators like monitoring his social interactions, where he flies, how often. They've got detailed profiles on him, and they're all doing it to each other. And it's just it's gross, but it's also like, all right, yeah, fuck you.
It did make me feel like we all moved. Like we did a big episode about it when it happened, the 2023 firing and rehiring of Sam Altman. But I'm like, we all moved on way too fast after that.
And just
what a bizarre.
Oh yeah, and so that was a whole thing too. In this article, they're kind of rehashing that and sharing some anecdotes that might not have been public at first, but. Basically, Ilya and Mira Marathi, who was one of the also chief scientists and I believe on the board of directors.
Yeah, she also took over as CEO briefly before he was.
They were all so concerned over Sam's increasingly distrustful behavior and his the fact that I think they weren't for profit yet.
Yeah, but I think what really changed was the introduction of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I think before ChatGPT, they were all like, this is incredible. We're just a research lab. We're a nonprofit research lab, and we're doing cutting edge research on this breakthrough technology that may change the world. And that does seem like what they were doing. But then as soon as ChatGPT gets released, it's like classic cutthroat Silicon Valley, destroy competitors, find massive amounts of funding. That's when you see him. I mean, there are some insane quotes about the proximity of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi being literally strangled and his body dismembered. And then like 3 days later, Sam Altman being like, yeah, sure, I'll take some Saudi money from MBS. And people being like, dude, I don't know if this is a great idea. He's like, why? What are you talking about?
There's a lot of stuff in there about that and him receiving gifts from various foreign countries, foreign governments,
supercars,
and him just being like, I don't know, I get gifts all the time from people. What do you want? And then shortly thereafter, he's photographed in that Koenigsegg whatever $3 million car in the bucket. It's so pull that up. The Sam Altman in a supercar. Just Google it. He looks so small in it, and he just looks caught, you know. But yeah, when they what went over, there it is. Look at him. Look at his little head in there. Ay. And it is amusing that you've got Elon Musk and him going at each other. It's like that the Japanese guy in Godzilla when he says, "No, let them fight."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, you know.
Let
them fight.
Yeah,
let them fight. But yeah, when he was briefly ousted over that weekend, and then there were a bunch of employees that signed on to back him. As it turns out, a big part of the reason that they were backing him is because they were just about to do another fundraising round wherein those employees were going to be able to cash out some of their options, their stock, to this, I believe it was called Thrive, was the investor that was about to do. So they were like, shit, if we don't do
Jared
this.
Kushner's brother's VC firm, Josh Kushner.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, all that stuff, Silicon Valley's so weird. The like, Josh Kushner had some thinly veiled threat towards, I think, was
Mira?
it Mira?
Yeah, they were
basically like,
well, so when he got when he said, okay, yeah, I'll come back as CEO under the but I have terms. You've got to get rid of the board of the people on the board who tried to oust me. And they basically threatened all the employees, including Mira Murati. And he said, "Oh, and we're going to do an independent investigation into me, you know, because he tried to like save face, and then that investigation just kind of fizzled out. As did a lot of their safety things. In mid-2023, they said that they were going to dedicate 1/5 of their computing power to a super alignment team to prevent, you know, rogue AI calamity kind of things. That team apparently only ever got 1 to 2% of computing power and on the oldest hardware that they had, and eventually was just fully dissolved."
Speaking of how weird Silicon Valley is, maybe my favorite parenthetical I've ever read in a story. So it says, in 2023, Altman married Mulherin in a small ceremony at a home they own in Hawaii.
That's his husband.
In parentheses, they'd met 9 years prior, late at night in Peter Thiel's hot tub.
Hell yeah. Man. What I wouldn't give to be a bubble floating around in that hot tub. Just the hottest guys.
Okay.
The hottest guys, the most influential guys. You got Peter Thiel, a young Sam Altman. I don't know what this bit is, me being horny for these guys, but I'm leaning into it.
I think you're horny for them, and
I'm
that's
so
okay.
horny for them.
Maybe it's not a bit.
They're so powerful.
I was letting you go absolutely off. They
They're
are very
so
powerful. And that's another thing. It's very disorienting reading about the political shift because obviously the moment is insane, and looking back at some of the things he said, and obviously Peter Thiel and the rest of Silicon Valley's penchant for bending towards Trump and being like, you know what, I'm rethinking it. Is that whole section just made me sick. Like,
where Sam Altman says, you know, when I met him in person, it was a lot different than maybe I should start thinking for myself.
It's so,
God, dude,
they say
out.
Altman has long supported Democrats. This is his quote. "I'm very suspicious of powerful autocrats telling a story of fear to gang up on the weak," he told us.
No kidding.
And he says, that's a Jewish thing, not a gay thing. And I'm like, and somehow you went, okay. In 2016, he endorsed Hillary Clinton and called Trump an unprecedented threat to America. In 2020, he donated to the Democratic Party and to the Biden Victory Fund. During the Biden administration, Altman met with the White House at least half a dozen times. He helped develop a lengthy executive order laying out the first federal regime of safety tests and other guardrails for AI. When Biden signed it, Altman called it a good start. In 2024, with Biden's poll numbers slipping, Altman's rhetoric began to shift. In quotes, "I believe that America is going to be fine no matter what happens in this election." You might be wrong about that one, bud. After Trump won, Altman donated $1 million to his inaugural fund, then took selfies with the influencers Jake and Logan Paul at the inauguration. And on X, in his standard lowercase style, Altman wrote, "Watching POTUS more carefully recently has really changed my perspective." In parentheses, "I wish I had done more of my own thinking." You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I mean, that's no surprise. These guys, none of this will ever really affect them. They're so insulated.
But that it does affect them positively, right?
Yeah,
he gets
that's what
into
I'm
Trump's
saying.
good graces.
Yeah.
Altman is now one of Trump's favorite tycoons, even accompanying him on a trip to visit the British royal family at Windsor Castle. Altman and Trump speak a few times a year. You can just like call him, Altman said. "This is not a buddy, but yeah, if I need to talk to him about something, I will."
So if you guys are out there wondering why is this guy substantial? Why is he important? Why are we talking about him? Why do people care so much? Well, it's because he is the face and the main cheerleader of all things AI. We would not be here in terms of AI being front and center for just politically, culturally, all this massive investment that is like buoying the stock market and is responsible for everything going up. We wouldn't be in this position really without Sam Altman.
Had he never sent that email to Elon Musk? Probably not.
I mean, I'm sure that Microsoft and Google were obviously working on it, but not to this extent. He really was. He really is responsible for it.
I think you're right. He's probably the face of it. I don't think there's a more recognizable AI creator. There's
hopefully as time goes on, there will be room for others. I mean, as we're seeing with Anthropic emerging.
Obviously, Dario Amodei is really hot on the scene.
Oh yeah, it's
hot.
such a sexy guy too. These guys are all so hot.
I know everyone loves Anthropic because of the whole Department of Defense showdown and whatever. I don't know. I'm skeptical of all of them. I obviously use AI from time to time, but it's just literally just today, the New York Times did a thing about how Anthropic's new model is so powerful. They're not even releasing it to the public. They're giving it to other people to be like, hey, prepare for what's coming. It's just like, fuck.
They say that I swear they've been saying it since 2023.
They're like, oh, this model's great. This model just sucked me off. It's insane. You wouldn't believe the things this could do.
It uses its hand at the same time to suck you off. It's crazy.
So, and they're calling it Mythos. Maybe don't use Greek names, okay? The Greek people have been through enough. We don't need to. You don't need to associate it with your self-sucking model.
It's also important to talk about this guy because of the sheer size of OpenAI. They're absolutely massive. They've got huge influence. They've got government contracts. They are kind of setting standards for how AI is used in war, in surveillance, in media, all sorts of things. And it's really scary that a guy like Sam Altman, as is detailed in this article, as is detailed anecdotally, that we've heard from multiple people who've worked with him in the past, he is someone who is skeezy and slimy and not to be trusted. And this is a guy who's helping to dictate policy, and it's deeply unsettling.
We see the very real aspect of that two-facedness that they describe at the same time as he's bizarre if you follow him. He'll literally publicly go, yeah, I'm begging you guys to regulate me. Here I am, Congress. Like, please regulate me. Let's do some regulation together.
He knows that they're not going to do shit because they're so... But then
he actively works against it behind the scenes and like funds all kinds of things to water it down or get them just completely sidetracked on it. Anyway, this man has a lot of power.
Yeah. Also, why would all these people lie?
Because they're gay.
That's
what they do.
That's one thing. It's like, okay, if there's no way that they would be doing... Anthropic doesn't need to do character assassinations when they're already starting to really win.
Oh man, the popularity, the user base of the growth of users that Anthropic has seen is actually staggering.
Well, it's enterprise that they're really winning. OpenAI still has more individual retail users like us.
Oh, I thought they beat them out heavily on the...
Oh, maybe they did. Shoot, I don't know. The chart that I was looking at was... Oh, maybe I was looking at projections. I don't know. By the way, TBPN, the show that I don't know if any of you guys even know what it is. I bet
tits, butts, pussies,
nuts. Tits, butts, pussies. That's good,
butts,
man.
Pussies, nuts.
That's what I would say back at the rap battle. And they'd be like, what? That has nothing to do with what I just said to you.
Dude, you have to respond. I just said 2 devastating things about you.
Yeah. Tits, butts, pussies, nuts. Oh, shit. Gonna get you cuts. Haircut. You're bald. He's like, I'm not bald. You're fat. You're short. I'm neither of those things.
I mean, that's a good way to win.
Yeah, I guess. Just go the Trump route and just lie, gaslight everybody.
It works. That's what feels so silly. You know, we're like sitting here going like, they've got him. Everyone in his life says he's a liar. He could be the next Bernie Madoff. And it's like, yeah, but until it all comes crumbling down, we're just locked in here. with them. We're locked in here.
Well, I suspect so. TBPN is a live streaming show on Twitter, and they just got bought out last week by OpenAI for over $100 million. And I think that it was probably an all cash deal because there is no way on God's green earth that they're paying these motherfuckers cash. I bet it's all stock that's going to take a few years to vest.
I bet it's an all cash deal. And
no, I bet it's not. I bet it's all shares, all stock. Whoops. Man, guys, I don't know what's going on with my brain. Jesus.
You bet it's all stock.
I bet it's all stock, yeah. Maybe a little bit of cash. Maybe like 10% cash, the rest stock.
I'd take 10% of that cash, if you know what I mean.
Brother, I would take a damn hand job.
For what?
From anybody. In exchange for what? Nothing, man.
Which I still don't understand that deal.
In fact, I'll pay you. You don't understand? Yeah, I
don't understand that deal. Obviously, many people have gotten
ridiculous.
For those of you who aren't familiar with TBPN, which you might not be because it's not that popular of a show, and that is not a dig at them. They've created a cool thing. They live stream 3 hours a day, I think, every weekday. It's not exactly my cup of tea. I don't think they're doing they're doing a lot of interviews, but they're very...
It's pay to play. CEOs and stuff come on their show and they talk, and that's it.
And they know that they know that they're not going to get any hard questions.
Yeah.
It's and whatever, that's fine. They've carved out a niche for themselves.
Niche.
And I think either one is fine.
Oh, whoops.
But
okay.
if you're right, I'll publicly apologize in a very embarrassing way. So they were already very deferential to the Sam Altmans, the tech leaders,
everybody. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. If Mark Andreessen wants to drag his egghead on and talk,
I'm retard maxing lately. Yes. And they'd be going, "Wow, sir, wow."
He literally said that shit.
Yeah.
And get zero pushback on the maniac shit he's saying.
Yeah.
They had a perfect platform for that. I don't know what they get out of buying it out. I
was going to say their staff, but at that point, just offer each individual staff member something other than, instead of doing the big ass package.
Maybe they get making it more legit and putting resources behind it and turning it into an actual competitor to something like MSNBC or CNBC, or you know what I mean? I have no idea.
It's crazy, man. But I don't know.
Hundreds. We don't know exactly how much it costs. The reporting is that it's in the low hundreds of millions of dollars.
Which is absolutely...
I'm not joking.
Devastating.
I think they said they get... pull up that... Yeah, go back to that YouTube. What are they getting on there?
Well, that's just on their YouTube channel because they are an X-first show.
Okay, but for a show that just got bought out for $100 million?
2,000 views? Yeah.
How much did Joe Rogan get paid?
$100 million.
You know what?
Which sounded so expensive at first, but now I'm like, damn, they got that. They got a hell of a deal. Yeah, there's another show. I'm not going to say.
Go to Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's gotten, he gets a couple million per episode. Yeah,
okay. So that's where I'm like, yeah, that's probably what $100 million should cost. Hundreds of thousands every time.
Yeah.
2 million.
Yeah.
1 million.
And that's not even including the Spotify numbers.
So I'm just.
Boy, they just don't put any effort into their thumbnails, do they?
There's no need.
Just don't care. There's this other show that's recently been getting a lot of.
It's just so funny to see. I was like, who is that? Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So much of what comes to me from this is just like, something controversial happened. But it is funny that he just also talks to Priyanka Chopra Jonas for 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Why is that funny? Well, you don't care what she has to say?
No, because everyone always talks about him as like, he platformed this dangerous virologist and is talking about whatever. And then he's like, and so do you like travel with Joe Jonas when they're on tour? That's crazy.
Wow. What do you think about woke? There's another show that has recently been getting a lot of stuff online, and I looked up. I'm not going to say the name. Oh, who cares? She's not going to see it. It's called Sorcery.
I don't know what that is.
And it's painfully obvious what's happening here, which is that some of these, that one excluded because
she had the famous video with Alex Karp doing the sword.
Yeah. But like some of these, okay, this one, Roblox, 67,000 views. All right, let's click that. Assuming that these are all real views, how many comments do you think this should have?
I don't know, a couple hundred,
yeah,
300,
9 comments, 54 thumbs up. And it's like that on so many of these videos. And what I think is happening is every time they have a CEO or something,
the CEO
Oh, wow. Someone actually commented right there. Sorcery is the most astroturfed podcast in the world. There are 0 fans, and every big name she gets on is from her family connection. I think that the CEOs then go on and pay for views to make it look like they've got a lot of engagement.
It definitely lends to...
It's wild, man.
Why Sam Altman would be interested in buying this, I think. Because...
It's so easy to trick these. We should do that. We should buy views and be like, look at us, man. We're getting hundreds of thousands of views per episode. Buy us.
To TBPN's defense, they do weird. It does weirdly feel like they have some kind of cultural cachet. I don't know why exactly. Even before this, I remember seeing people talk about like, wow, it's so cool what TBPN has built, in a way that no one's talking about sorcery that way.
Got a nice set and stuff, and they were kind of the first to do the.
I don't know.
Anyway,
but I do think there's a real desire for evil tech billionaires to have a place where they can feel cool and get their little clips out and tell people that they've never experienced introspection in their lives.
You know what the plan is, folks? I'll tell you what the plan is. I'm gonna get bought out by one of these. Mark Andreessen offers me $5 million, $10 million, whatever it is.
Dream higher. They just got 100
million. I'll take it. You know what I'm gonna do? Gonna get in his good graces. Not him specifically. Anybody. I'll get in their good graces. Really let their guard down, you know? And then in time,
suck them off.
Suck them off, dude. No, a little bit of oisin. Oisin.
What's oisin?
Oisin.
Boys.
Just a little bit inside their coffee or something. And then they go, my tummy hurts. I feel sick. Oh, gee. Well, why don't you lay down, sir? I'll heat you up some bone broth, and it's more poison. and then, you know.
You just kill our chances of getting $100 million. I hope you know.
I'm just saying that's.
I hope the oisin was worth it.
Playing the long game here. I'm just kidding around. This is a comedy show. But no, I'm not going to do that. Wait, I'm just implicating myself. Cut to in 5 years, I'm like in an orange jumpsuit in court, like those guys when they have their Google search results read to them, like how to dispose.
Oh my God!
How to dispose of ex-wife body. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding around, folks. So let's look at OpenAI and Anthropic's finances before the IPO. This is a Wall Street Journal piece. It looks like OpenAI isn't even going to break even until at least the 2030s, and Anthropic could break even a little bit sooner. And this is where I was sourcing from. Most of Anthropic's revenues currently come from enterprise, but obviously that's gonna change. But yeah, what a really frustrating thing that's going on with these.
Dude, everything could change. Like, all this stuff is happening so quickly. I don't think any of this is factored in yet, but like the Futurism.com had an article today with almost half of U.S. data centers that were supposed to open this year slated to be canceled or delayed, and they talk a lot about the situation in the Middle East with not getting all kinds of
investments from them,
or components that they're going to need.
Yeah.
If one piece of your supply chain is delayed, then your whole project can't deliver. It's a pretty wild puzzle at the moment.
Yeah.
So these guys have already been operating on a pretty strange, some pretty strange accounting. I think it's going to get, I think the accounting is going to get stranger.
Well, speaking of strange accounting, a lot of the bankers that are in charge of bringing these companies to the markets are swinging their dicks around, trying to make it easier for them to get cash by pressuring the indexes to loosen rules for quicker entry to give them access to more capital, to bigger pools of capital. So like, for example, to join the S&P 5, you can trade on, I know it's a little confusing. You can trade on the stock market, but then there's joining an index like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ 100, or I think it is. And these bankers are trying to make it way easier for them to essentially cut the line and get added to these indexes way faster, which is so fucking frustrating. Here's some of the let's see, the yearly AI model training costs in billions of dollars. They're projecting by, it looks like 2029, OpenAI is projecting that their costs.
Look how much more they're spending on training and getting worse results. I think that's their biggest issue.
Yeah, and Anthropic, by contrast, isn't spending as much.
It's the deep-seekification of it all, right?
Well, that's part of what was in this other thing. Let's pull up that Bloomberg article. This woman put out a great piece that's echoing some of the stuff that Ed Zitron said, but kind of took it a little further, right? Because she's talking about how the data that's used to train these models is pretty much maxed out at this point.
Yeah. They've scraped the entire internet. The New York Times let them feed it. Disney was like, sure, just run every movie through that fucking thing.
They got all my tweets. They got everything.
They scraped Twitter, your Tumblr posts from 2008. They got it all.
YouTube. They have everything.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, they've been kind of training on synthetic data from other models. So it's a real major self-suck. I mean, if you can picture GPT just sucking itself off ad infinitum, that's what's going on here. And she points out that it guesses, it approximates, it does everything except for actually reason and think.
Yeah, because it can't do that.
Right. And in some cases, though, like recently I was using it, Claude at least gets around, it just Googles for you.
Yeah,
it just like pulls from,
web.
It's just a smarter Google.
That's been my overall thing.
Which is fine.
I used to love using Google. Okay, you guys will make fun of me because whatever, I'm a boomer.
This motherfucker goes to www.google.com.
We grew up, we witnessed it happen. We used to use this thing called Ask Jeeves and these other weird things.
Yahoo.
And then one day, the nerdiest kid you knew was like, dude, you got to use Google.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're like, it just opened the internet for you.
I remember exactly who it was too.
I remember who mine was too.
Yeah, what was his name?
I'm not going to out him. And I think he had a weird time. But I hope
mine was a Russian guy, a twin. They were twins and they were on the cross country team.
But it opened the internet and then everyone could feel it. Obviously it coincided with them turning their search engine business into a massive ad revenue business. And search just gets degraded and it's just become a much worse experience. And sometimes I'm just like, this would be easier to just put into Claude because using Google is a fucking nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so at best they created like a better search engine.
Well, and then she points out that she's basically talking about how hallucinations are an inherent part of these large language models, that they are systemic flaws that you can't get rid of. No matter how hard these companies try, it is just a fundamental part of their function that you can't get rid of. You can only adjust for. And she's saying for those in technical positions who rely on it, who rely on AI, a big part of it, and she's got anecdotes from people that she interviews, that it works for the most part, but it's only like 90% reliable. And that other 10%, they are actively having to go in and mitigate and account for these hallucinations. And it's ultimately, she says that these current iterations of large language models are for low stakes tasks and not mission critical work. No matter how much compute you throw at it, it will not solve for hallucinations.
So you're saying we shouldn't let it pick targets for us to just blow up all across the world?
Yeah, there's that. But she does say that in order to solve for hallucinations, you would need a complete fresh start over with programming and training and all that shit. And there are people actively trying to do that. But then, rightfully so, as you said, with the deep-seekification, there's already free models that basically do just about everything the large language models can do, but for free. So,
but do they have
the entire house of cards like falls apart.
But do they have that nice cream and like desert sand red
Ooh, yeah.
colorway that Claude does? That
That
makes you feel
voice,
like
the
you're doing-
ChatGPT. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, whenever you're ready. God,
I think it's
fucking hate that.
I think it's cool you want to kill yourself. You should do it.
Yeah. Everyone else doubts you, and that's epic. It's epic that you want to jump off a building. And then she, again, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about the fact that Apple essentially has just been kind of sitting it out.
And could massively win this whole thing because they're just sitting on a pile of cash when everyone else has just been lighting it on fire to create the hallucination machine. And if someone does solve it, Apple has, 3 billion devices more that they'll just go, okay, well, you want to put it on our shit?
It's still so frustrating when I ask Siri a basic question. Here's what I found on the internet for you. It's like, no, you stupid son of a bitch.
Do you think maybe it's the way
Answer
you
the
talk about
question.
it? Do you think maybe it's the way you talk
No,
to
I
it?
do it very gently. I say, hey, blank, can you da-da-da-da? Here's what I found on the internet. Like, motherfucker, I'm driving right now. That's why I asked you the question. It's a very basic, easy thing that you should be able to search the internet. It just pisses me off the way our tech mommies
Why
and
not just
daddies.
ask Claude at that point?
That's a great idea.
Just do a little shortcut on your phone and say,
Yeah, I didn't even think of
hey,
that.
my bitch wife Siri won't answer me.
My bitch wife won't
Can
answer
you
me.
tell me who won the March Madness game today?
It can do that. It can do that kind of thing, I think.
What can it do for you, huh?
I don't know, man.
What
I
else
can't even
could you
remember. I
wanna know
can't
while
even
you're
think right now about what it can't do. What can it do? Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Oh, you're singing that song to me again? It's always singing me Christmas songs.
Who?
Siri. Fucking God. Hate it.
I do.
Oh, see, it just said,
I
It's listening.
do briefly want to go through some of the things that. So, OpenAI released this weird policy paper where they're touting all these things that they
Great timing, by the way. They love timing these things coinciding with
they want to like incentivize the government to be doing. They're talking about how the government could incentivize companies benefiting from AI to institute a 4-day work week and give employees expanded healthcare and childcare coverage, as well as larger retirement benefits. They could also help workers displaced by AI switch to industries that rely on human connection, like healthcare and education.
Yeah.
They
They
workers
underscore.
could be taxed less, and
Ooh, yeah.
and
They could
programs like
modernize taxes.
Social Security and SNAP would be funded by increased taxes on companies benefiting from the AI boom.
In this piece, it's this like 11-page thing that OpenAI just published yesterday,
Yeah.
Monday. And there's basically 3 main goals that they're sharing. Number 1, share prosperity broadly, a higher quality of life for all. Doesn't that sound nice? I mean, I'm all for that. Number 2, mitigate risks. They're talking about how safety must scale with the rise of AI, which is funny because Sam Altman's whole thing as they switched from nonprofit to for-profit has just been at the expense of safety. And then 3rd, they want to democratize access and agency. And yeah, they offer all these solutions. Oh, you could do a public wealth fund, providing everyone with a stake in the economic growth as it stands to benefit.
Yeah, give
from,
people like cash payments. They I think they bring up the Alaska Oil Wealth Fund.
Altman bucks.
They said that the government could also facilitate the expansion of electrical infrastructure, powering AI data centers in order to lower household electrical bills.
Listen, these are all great hippy-dippy things, but it assumes a world where people
Imagine
and
putting
politicians can agree and work together.
Imagine putting this out while the guy you said, if you guys could all just think for yourself a little bit, you would realize that he's not so bad. While he's going, I'm gonna end a civilization tonight.
He's really not so bad.
And,
Shut up.
And saying, I actually think it doesn't matter who we elect. I think it will all stay the same. And
Yeah. Well, folks, what do you think about Sam Altman? Let us know in the comments. Should we play the clip of Trump saying the R word? Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, so in case you missed it, I doubt you did, but he's I'll just let the clip speak for itself.
There you
to
go.
protect us from Kim Jong-un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice he said very nice things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person, okay? So don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally retarded person. He was so nasty to Joe Biden. It was terrible. But to me, he likes Trump. And do you notice how nice things are with North Korea? It's very nice.
That's the president,
Mentally
folks.
retarded person.
That's the president, folks.
That's my president.
I do like the guys who. So there's obviously the people who are going, we didn't vote for this. We said no more war. Da da da. I do like the crazy guys going, this is exactly what I voted for.
I like this. He said retarded on television. There you go. He's the you know who his voters are? The guy with the Pepsi can. The clavicular guy. Just
I don't know if I believe that.
they're all just guys like that.
But I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
That's what
all
you
I'm
think.
saying. All right, folks. Why don't you join us in the bonus episode where we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
We're going to continue to pretend like we can't hear them fighting.
Yeah, we're just going to do our homework and just hope that this all kind of goes away.
We're staring down the barrel of I think it's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now.
Baby want milk?
2 hours. 2 hours from
2 hours from now.
2 hours from the deadline. That is.
Well, I hate to break it to you, man, but I think something positive probably has happened since we've recorded because the S&P 500 is up quite a bit after hours. We are up 1% after hours. So, rumors of a ceasefire. Gee, who'd have thought?
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Wow.
But this has been we'll see.
Not gonna say I called it.
I'm on Financial Times right now. Pakistan calls on Donald Trump to extend deadline for Iran talks. I don't. Let's see real quick if there's a truth. Let's see if he put out a truth.
Well, folks.
Nope.
Well, I think that we got to stop anyway.
Okay.
So we'll see
He's
in the bonus.
We hope you're all still kicking.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Coming up on this week's episode of BenandEmilShow.com.
Lick in my face. Look at that happy girl. She was just such a sweet angel of a dog.
And Ben is looking at a menu on his phone. It
no,
looks
that's
like,
those are lines.
It looks like they don't have mozzarella sticks anymore.
No,
Eric,
those are
did
lines.
you want something else?
Those are what they call sides in the industry. And I was probably helping Erica
I know
with
I
an
said
audition.
it's a nice restaurant, but it has mozzarella sticks. Nice restaurants can have those.
He doesn't even say that. He just starts doing it. Morris, blah blah blah. Just like
How old are we talking?
The dog?
No, the guy.
I just told you, like in mid-40s, something like that.
I was thinking about the war in Iran.
It's over. It's over. Nothing's gonna happen.
How do you know?
Because based on conversations with Prime Minister
my God, we
Shehbaz
did it.
Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait. I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period
Wait,
of 2
you're
weeks.
reading it so fast. I can't even understand what's happening.
He's agreeing to suspend
For 2 weeks. What a dumb fuck.
This will be a double-sided ceasefire. Nobody it wasn't, size 16s weren't a regularly offered thing, so he exclusively wore New Balances.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's
Big ass
your
feet.
shoe size?
11 and a half.
That's crazy.
What? Why? Why is that crazy?
That's kind of a small shoe for a guy with 6'3".
Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you.
For a guy who's 6'3", that's kind of a small shoe.
No, it's not. My feet are fucking big. I got a big ass foot, dude.
Put it up to mine. Did you say naked?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm foot mogging him. Look at this, folks. Absolutely foot mogged. Foot mogged, dude.